Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's ChannelTech VideoCast. I am your host, Charlene O'Hanlon with the VAR Guy, and I'm here as I am every single week with my co-host, Diane Krakora, CEO of PartnerPath. Hey, Diane, how are you?
I'm great, Charlene. How are you doing this week?
I'm good, just getting over a cold, but, you know, it happens to the best of us, I guess.
Try the cold Toronto?
Didn't catch the cold in Toronto, but I took it with me, so I'm sure there are a lot of really happy people to see me, or people happy to see me. So, yeah, it was, I took for those who don't know, I took a quick trip to Toronto this week to see to attend the first SOTI Sync users conference, and interesting company, SOTI. If you don't know them, check them out. They've been doing mobility management and the like for quite a few years. They're actually a 20-year-old company, but now they're starting to get into some other areas, and definitely a company to watch. So that's just, you know, my 2 cents there. So.
Cool.
Cool. Well, I know the last couple of weeks we've been talking about the roundtables that you guys have been putting on, one on the East Coast and one on the West Coast, and I know there's another one still to come. But you guys,
yes, we've been all about data lately.
Yeah, well, you know, and the stuff you guys have been bringing back from those roundtables, the conversations we've been having have been really kind of interesting, kind of fun to kind of peek inside the mind of the channel chief. But this week, I thought, since we're kind of in between roundtables, we could possibly talk about the results of the channel poll that we've had on the VAR Guy for the past 2 months or so, that asked the age-old question, what's in a channel name? What do you guys want to be called, since the channel is changing and transitioning and morphing and turning into something that certainly it didn't look like 5 years ago. We want to make sure that the nomenclature is keeping up with the times, so to speak. So I asked the question on the VAR Guy, do you guys want to be called solution providers or channel partners or services providers or VARs? Interesting results. We closed out the poll, and 38% of you guys wanted to be called channel partners, and that was the largest percentage. The second one was solution providers at 34%, and then we went down to VARs at 18%, which really surprised me, and then services providers at 10%. So, Diane, what do you think of those results?
I am surprised. I think they were exactly backwards of what I would have expected. If I was a betting girl, I would have stacked them exactly the other way. Thank God I don't gamble, right?
That is so funny. So you would have thought that VARs would have been the second most popular?
Well, it would have been service providers certainly first, and then kind of maybe skipping VARs, even though a lot of traditional resellers are still calling themselves VARs. I think a lot of the vendors still call them VARs as well. Mm-hmm. But then, certainly solution providers would have been probably still second for me. And then this whole idea of channel partners would have been really last, considering that's more of a kind of a definition of a route to market than a name.
Okay, well, I totally understand that. What really surprised me about it was the fact that when we talk about, this new breed of solution provider, for lack of a better term, because I'm still very confused what to call you guys. We keep hearing about these born in the cloud guys that don't want to be affiliated with any particular vendor, or have to kind of abide by the rules of any particular channel program. So to want to be called channel partner, I wonder if part of that is because those guys really just aren't a majority yet. They're really not players, if you will, and so they, maybe they're just not even thinking about it, and maybe to them they really don't care.
Well, I think the vendors call them all channel partners, so maybe that's what they're thinking. Their role in the world is as a channel, right? They bring goods and services from point A to point B, and that that their kind of role, regardless of if that's the name or the label, if we're not talking about BMWs or Hondas and we're really just talking about a car, maybe they're thinking of themselves as, we are channel partners, and that's their kind of what they do. But I'm surprised because on their websites, when we go to their websites, we usually see the words solution, another word like mobile or security or IT, and then the other word provider when we go check these guys out. So they're a mobile solution provider or a provider of security solutions. So they tend to have these service provider words or solution provider words somewhere in their websites when they're communicating out to their customers.
Yeah. Well, that would kind of make sense, that if if the channel wants to be known as anything in particular, that and they don't want to be thought of as the box pushers or the guys that just come in and plop the PC on the desk and say have a nice day. They want to be known as somebody who's kind of the more well-rounded, all-purpose kind of person, or even those that specialize in certain verticals like security. It would kind of make sense to have like mobility solution provider or security solution provider, or whatever they want to be known as. So maybe we just start calling them kind of XSPs instead of solution providers in general, because I think part of the issue is the term solution provider is very broad. So you don't necessarily think IT when you hear the term solution provider. I know that folks who I talk with who aren't in the industry, they don't understand when I use the term solution provider, they don't know what I'm talking about. So maybe it's the idea of being able to speak on a level that screams IT or technology or cloud, or whatever it is that they want to be known as, but and that it's easily recognizable to both folks who are in and not in the industry.
Well, I think it is really interesting as these guys, this channel as we call them from the vendor side, are going out to engage with their customers. They are definitely creating solutions to their business needs. I don't know how much we hear about this, terminology around even selling the line of business and making sure that you're relevant to growing their business or solving a particular cost reduction issue. So they're definitely selling a solution because it's hardware, software, and services, right? That's the whole goal. So it's interesting that wasn't like far and away the number one word that they would use to describe themselves.
I know, and I make no apologies for using the term solution provider on a regular basis, and I'm going to continue to until somebody gives me a new term to use that just is so all-encompassing. I just say, wow, why didn't I think of that? So until further,
we're going to have
folks, it's going to be solution provider.
And we're going to have another opportunity because in the 2016 State of Partnering study that we are partnering on, you guys and us, that's the first question that we ask the solution providers: what do you want to be called? What do you call yourselves? And we added 5 other terminologies in there so that they have a big choice to choose from. And we're waiting for them to check them all.
Well, that is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So what are... can you share what are the other terms that you guys came up with?
Yeah, I mean, there's everything from consultant to direct marketer to service provider and solution provider and VAR and cloud provider and aggregator and distributor. So we kind of went through all of the terminology, the terms that we currently use to describe them from the vendor side, and wanted to see kind of what they resonated with on their side. We suspect they're going to choose multiple.
Well, that would make sense unless they're so narrowly focused that they can only fit into one category. And that's kind of the problem too, right? When you talk about some of these terminologies, they're either so narrowly focused or they're so broad, like solution provider or cloud provider. It's like, what else can you do? I mean, if that's cloud, that means specifically that you're just offering cloud. So we've got to come up with something that's kind of a happy medium. Not too broad, not too narrow, but just right.
Just right.
Just right. So
we shall see.
Yes, we shall see. But we'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the whole nomenclature conundrum. We call it that. So feel free to send us your comments in the box below. And if you didn't take part in the survey, then just let us know. Let us know what you think, because we would love to hear what you guys have to say. Also want to hear your opinions on other ChannelTech VideoCasts that we've done, other topics that we've covered, and then topics that you'd like us to cover. So feel free to give us those as well. You can also put your comments in over at the PartnerPath website, and that is www.partner-path.com.
And the 2016 State of Partnering Survey is live, so if you come to the PartnerPath site, be prepared to click one of the two buttons, either the vendor survey or the solution provider survey. We're off and running.
All right, that's great. Great news. Yes, so do that. Help out our friends at PartnerPath. Fill out the State of Partnering study. Make your voice heard. And then next week, I think maybe we'll get the next round table results. Yes.
Yes. We have it. It's tomorrow.
Okay.
So.
Great. Friday. Tomorrow being Friday. Okay. Great. Well, until then, I look forward to having that conversation. But until then, Diane, thank you as always for having this week's conversation with me. It's always a good time.
Thank you, Charlene. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too. And until next time, I am Charlene O'Hanlon, and I'm signing off. Bye.